Yes, sir. Okay. So now we're gonna go over constructors. So we go to SRC, we make a new Java class, and I'm gonna call it construct demo. Okay. So here's the thing. In in Java, when we make an object, there's something called the implicit constructor that's defined. So if I do PSVM, first of all, you saw that this thing became colored, the class name, right? And now let's make an object for the class. So to make an object for the class, you take class name, right? Construct demo, and let's call it CD for the object name, equals new, and then the same class name again. So we're gonna do construct demo, okay, and then parentheses. All right. I'm sorry, semicolon, parentheses, semicolon. So now, first things first, what we have to do, when we create this object, what happens is something is created behind the scenes in Java called a constructor, okay? And it's called the implicit constructor. This constructor, we don't see it, but we can write it out, and once we write it out, it's no longer the implicit constructor. So what we don't see that's created when we create this object here is the constructor, which is simply public and then the name of the class. So construct demo, okay? And it's gonna look like just like a method, all right? So let's write some code inside of this constructor, okay? Shout, and let's do, this is the constructor. This is the implicit, or not implicit, let's just say this is the constructor, okay? Now, let's run this class, all right? So look, see, this is the constructor printed out. Usually, we would have to make a method, a method, and then we would make an object, and then the object we would do cd dot name of the method, and then it would print, right? But this is not a regular method, this is a constructor. So it automatically prints. So let me show you something. If I make a method, public void get data, right? Okay. And we say shout data is retrieved, okay? Now if we run this class, nothing will happen except for the printing of this is the constructor. In order to allow the method to be called, you have to do cd dot get data, and now it turns orange, or yellow rather, and now it's going to print, right? Data is retrieved. Now, the issue is that we had to call this method in order for this to happen. But if you notice, without calling the method, we were able to print out this is the constructor. We didn't call any method, we just created an object, okay? Now we can make things change. So let me erase this one, okay? And let's make another thing. It's called a parameterized constructor, okay? This is the default constructor because it has nothing inside of the parentheses. Whatever's passed inside of the parentheses is known as the parameters or the arguments. So if you look at line 11, you see there's something written inside of these parentheses. These are the arguments, these are the parameters. If you look up here, there's nothing there. So this is called the default constructor. What we need to make is the parameterized constructor. So in order to make the parameterized constructor, you pass parameters. So public construct demo, make the parentheses. Now in here you want to pass something. You want to make, let's say, int x, int y, okay? Now, if we run this one, what's going to happen? This is clear because the parameters in here do not match up with this one. There are no parameters in here. There are parameters here, so these don't match. This, on the other hand, matches up here with this one. Now let's pass some numbers in here. Look at that. This one became orange now, or yellow. Now, if we run this one, nothing printed because we didn't write anything in here. But this didn't print, right? So let me show you. Stout. This is the parameterized constructor. Okay. This is the default constructor. Okay. So which one's going to print? When we print this one, because we passed arguments and parameters, it's matching up with this one. You can tell this one's gray, this one's yellow, and this is yellow, yellow matching. If we run this one, it's automatically going to ignore this top one and print this is the parameterized constructor. Okay. Now, if I make another object, all right, if I do construct class name C, let's just call it C, okay, and we do equals new, and then we do construct demo again, this time let's not include any parameters. All of a sudden this one is yellow, so orange, so it's matching now with these, right? So it's going to print both. You see? So that is essentially constructors in a nutshell, but there are some other things we can do. So for instance, you see this says X, this says 5 and 4, right? So for now, let's ignore this one. Let's erase it. We'll come back to it. Okay. And let's get rid of this one just so you can see and completely get what I'm talking about. So we're going to erase this one. All right. And we're going to erase this. Okay. So we have a parameterized constructor here. Int x, int y are the arguments, the parameters. And here in the object we defined for this constructor, we define, because remember this constructor is automatically made, right? So, but here we define the values that can replace this x and y. So you can simply do z or any type of any letter, anything, but it's z equals to x plus y, right? And then we can do sout z. And then we come here and we run it. Yep, there you go. And basically, let's do another one. Let's make another parameterized constructor. So this parameterized constructor that we're about to make is going to be public construct demo. And this time, let's do string s. So we name the string s, okay? All right. And then we're going to come down here, all right, and let's, for now, make another object. Or you know what, let's keep it the same object. Let's not change things. Let's erase this. And this is a string, so let's call it Sally. Okay. Now look at that. It automatically detected this is an S because it's coming from the S, and then it automatically detected that. So let's come here. Let's do Sout S. Okay. Now let's run this one. And let's see what happens. Run. Sally. It did not print x plus y now because int x, int y, the integer arguments are here, but the arguments we passed here are not integers, they're strings. So it's matching up with the string constructor, not the integer constructor. Okay. If I was to come here, just to really drive this point home, if I was to come here and all of a sudden do construct demo C equals new, remember we're making another object now, construct demo. Now let's say I do 12 and 3, and over here I change it to multiplication just for the heck of it, and then we come here and then we run this class. Yep. So, sorry. Got that. Run. There we go.